Welcome back to Passion Over Paycheck, the show where we dive deep into passion, purpose, and the journey of growth. I'm your host, Kia B, and today we're talking about something that's not just essential for your success as an entrepreneur, leader, or dreamer, but also for your fulfillment. Understanding your why and how that connects to being an effective leader. Now, let's get real. Whether you're starting a business, leading a team, or pursuing some type of creative endeavor, knowing your why you do what you do is like having a compass in the chaos. It keeps you grounded, focused, and most importantly, it inspires others to believe in your vision. So grab your tea, your coffee, or whatever helps you get cozy, and let's unpack this together. What does understanding your why mean? Um, I know you've probably heard the phrase before, know your why, but you might be thinking to yourself, like, what does that actually mean? Your why is your passion for showing up, for pushing yourself on those days where you just feel like, "Bleh, I don't feel like doing any of this." And for pouring like all of your energy into something bigger than yourself. I want you to think about this. Your why is not, I want to make money or I want to be successful. Those are the outcomes of your fruits and the seeds that you are planting. Your why is more of a deeper purpose that kind of drives you. It's the belief or the desire at your core. So, for example, for me, as I balance being a mom and an entrepreneur and someone who's passionate about self care and wellness, my why is about creating things that uplift people, like from my products, my message, and the moments that make others feel seen, cared for, or even inspired. So take a moment to ask yourself this. Why do I care about this passion or this dream? Who am I serving? What problem am I serving? And or what feeling do I want others to have? When you can articulate your why, I believe that everything starts to align, you know? So understanding your why is your purpose for what you do. How your why makes you a better leader. Here's the thing, great leaders don't just tell people what to do, because I know we've all experienced that. They actually inspire people by showing us their why and why they do it. One of the great books that I enjoyed reading is from Simon Sinek, and he says it best. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So this applies to products, teams, and even relationships. So let me share an example. When I started my business, I didn't just say, here's a candle or here's some body oil. I shared my vision behind it, why self care matters, and why my products are crafted to nourish and uplift. And guess what? People connect with that deeper purpose. As the leader of my company, whether you're leading a team, a family, or community, your why gives people something to believe in. It kind of creates trust and a connection. So you ask yourself, how do I lead with my why? Ask yourself that. So here's how you do it. First, you have to share your story. You have to be open about what drives you. And this is a moment to be vulnerable because you want to be able to build connections with your audience. And second, you want to be able to clearly articulate your vision. You want to be able to help people see the bigger picture. So, lastly, you want to be able to align your actions with your values and let people know that you are consistent. So, that means when your team and your audience understands your why, they don't just work for you, they want to work with you. Finding your why is staying connected to it. Okay, so let's have a moment of transparency. Life can get noisy, and sometimes we can lose sight of our purpose. Like for me, I'm a mom. There's always something going on in my household. And I can be so distracted with everything going around me that I can begin to feel overwhelmed, burnt out, or stuck, The car just won't go and drive. So I'm sure a lot of you all have been there before. So here are a few ways to reconnect with your why. So the first thing is I want you to reflect on your personal journey. I want you to look back at your why and think about why you started it in the first place. What lit the fire? That burning desire in you, what started it? I know for myself, I often think about my transition from 9 to 5 almost like every day. And just the purpose of building something on my own is my why. I want to create something that makes a difference for people while giving me the freedom to show up for my family the way I desire to. You want to ask yourself the big questions. What impact do I want to leave behind? What values matter to me? What makes me feel alive and fulfilled? If I have to say these three over again, I will. I have time. Again, ask yourself these big questions. What impact do I want to leave? What values matters most to yourself? And what makes me feel alive and fulfilled? Not what other people contribute to how you feel, but what makes you feel the way that you feel about this passion. I want you to keep in mind of your purpose. Whether it's a vision board, because I know at the beginning of the year, a lot of us like to sit down and draw out our visions and goals that we want to achieve at the start of the year. So, to get started with this thought, even if you are an entrepreneur or you're thinking about pursuing a career in entrepreneurship, it's best to start with the vision board. And you also want to put together a mission statement or some type of handwritten notes um, that keeps your why visible. On days when things like really get tough, I want you to be reminded of why you're doing it. And hopefully, this will help you to keep going, even in the days and the moments where you're feeling defeated and you're thinking to yourself, like, what am I doing? Is this really for me? Understanding your why will be that driving force to keep you going. So, I want you to remember your why and how it can involve you as a person and how it helps towards your own personal growth. So, it's okay. I want you to release some of the fear and understand that these are the things that are important. Again, you have to stay open minded and you have to stay grounded and you have to move towards the things that make you feel like your authentic self. The connection, why, and leadership growth. So here's one thought towards understanding your why. And it doesn't just make you a better leader, it makes you more intentional and an impactful human being. So when you lead with purpose, people begin to notice that, whether it's your team or your kids or even your customers, they can feel that energy. They're basically inspired to trust you and they want to follow you and they even want to find out their own why. So, if you're on a journey like myself, balancing parenting, entrepreneurship, and growth, I want to know this, or I want you to know it. um, you are leading by example every day, okay? By showing up for yourself and your dreams and your purpose, you're giving others permission to do the same. And isn't that like, I want to ask you, like, isn't that what great leadership is really all about? You know, it's not about, again, telling people what to do, it's about inspiring them to become the best versions of themselves, inspiring them to pursue the things that they're most passionate about, helping them, encouraging them, mentoring them, giving them the tools to help them become successful. So, we're going to close out with this. So, here's the challenge for the week. I want you to take 10 minutes to reflect on your why. I want you to write it down and I want you to share it with someone you trust or even a post or post it somewhere where you can see it. Um, or maybe social media. I don't know. Social media has become that diary for so many people. So I want you to use that, whatever you need. If you can just take a moment to know your why, I think that will help you to become unstoppable. I want to thank you for joining me today on Passion Over Paycheck. I hope this episode has left you inspired to dig deeper and lead with your purpose. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe or leave a review or share this episode with someone who needs it. Until next time, stay grounded, stay passionate, and remember your why is your power. Until next time.